We are Movie Menu Reviews, the only podcast that you lose a life when you listen to, because it's acamazing. On today's menu, we'll be doing a double feature review of Pitch Perfect 3 and Jumanji. Welcome to the jungle. Movie menu, movie menu, the movie menu, movie menu, movie menu, movie menu. Welcome, ladies and gents. I'm Dan the Man Muñoz, host of Movie Menu Reviews, your weekly movie news and reviews podcast on episode 173. 173. I am joined today by our special correspondent, Rigo Espinoza.
Yes.
Also here is a special guest, Sanchez.
Jovan.
Sanchez.
Ricardo Sanchez. Gotta say it that way.
And someone who's always here is my co-host, Mike Sam.
Yay, Mike. You can't get rid of me. I'd go home, but I'm already here.
We hope you guys had an awesome holiday season so far. Let's go ahead and kick right into the reviews, as we have two reviews.
And this is spoiler free?
This is spoiler free.
Okay.
So I'll be helping host the duties, doing the hosting duties. I did see Jumanji, but I did not see Pitch Perfect 3. Let's go ahead and go straight into Pitch Perfect 3. All right, so this is spoiler free review.
Yep. Spoiler free review. Got it. Good. I like it.
So in that one part?
Yeah, there's that one part
that's
where
what you
there's
have
like a
to say.
lightsaber and
So directed by Pitch Perfect 3 is directed by Trish Say, and here's the plot. Following their win at the World Championship, the now separated Bellas reunite for one last singing competition at an overseas USO tour, but face a group who uses both instruments and voices. Dun dun dun. It stars Anna Kendrick, Rebel Wilson, Brittany Snow, Anna Camp, Haley Steinfeld, and a slew of other awesome people.
all right.
All right, guys, I have not seen this film, so depending on your spoiler-free review, that means aka no spoiling. I would decide this movie's worth a dine in, watch it in theaters, take away and watch it at home, or leftovers. Puke yourself as you sing on stage like in the first film.
Got it.
Mike, did you see Pitch Perfect 3?
I
So,
did
Mike,
not
you
see
will be
it
my
either.
co-host, so we will both be
Officially
deciding.
co-host.
Officially co-hosting.
Yeah.
I'm
So-
gonna let Rigo go first.
Well, before you do that, since it's just the two of you,
Okay.
you guys have a chance to earn a point. And whoever has the most points at the end of the season will go ahead and do a segment at the end of next season. So you guys have the opportunity
Well,
to
you better
earn
hope.
points.
I already have a segment down. You better hope I don't win, Dan.
Jeez Louise.
How much he hates Star Wars.
No. It would be like everybody gets to watch Star Wars, but Dan, and then we have to spoil it for him during the
Okay.
podcast.
Rigo would do that.
How would that?
Yeah,
makes
you'd
no
have to wait
sense.
like a whole
Yeah, and
year.
you would have to still wait like 6 months to watch it.
How would that be possible? That's not possible at all.
Exactly. It's just
It's
make believe, Dan. Come on.
I can imagine that happening. If me and Z give all our points to Rigo, this
Uh,
can be a possibility.
You guys can watch the holiday special,
No.
without me. That's fine.
No.
I'm okay with that.
I think
All right.
Rigo's talking about future Star Wars.
Yeah,
but
I'm
go
talking
on.
about episode. What is it? 8 or 9?
Unless you buy all the tickets, I don't see how that's possible.
All right.
All right, let's go ahead and get back into the review for Pitch Perfect 3.
Yes.
All right, Joe and Rigo rate this film.
Do you want me to go first, Joe?
Go first.
Okay, I'm gonna have to give it a takeout.
Take
All
out. All right,
Take
Joe,
out.
what do you
Take
think?
All right. I want to give it a leftovers, but I'm not. I'm not because I love Anna Kendrick. So,
wow.
yeah.
That's
So you're-
exactly
Anna.
that's exactly the reason why I give it a takeout. just for
So
that.
you're that disappointed in it?
Yes,
Joe?
dude. Yeah.
Wow.
I was really.
So, are you
disappointed
guys?
in
Do
it.
you guys watch the first two?
Oh
Yes.
yeah, love the first one. The first one is
Yeah, the
like,
first one is pretty awesome.
It was magic. After that, it was crash and burn. I mean, I don't know. This one was just pretty. It was really bad.
Was it almost like The Hangover 3, like where like the first one's always be the best one, and it just gets consecutively worse and worse with
Yeah.
each installment?
It,
Part 2 was fun.
Yeah,
It's
Part 2
not-
was fun.
It's no part 1.
But
Exactly.
the thing I didn't like about just 2 and 3 was that with Pitch Perfect 2, with the first one it was the Bellas and it was the Troublemakers.
Troublemakers.
And then in the second one, the Troublemakers were gone, but you still had Benji and the other
boyfriend?
guy, the boyfriend. And in this one, they're like completely gone. Like everybody gets disregarded, even Bumper. And the way they just like phase them out, it's like
And
like they were
a
nothing.
line, just like in
yeah.
one line. I don't know. It was for being like the last installment. For me, I think they should have brought it back around. Like I wouldn't have mind if it was just a carbon copy of the first one. You know what I mean? Like
yeah.
I don't know. And then like with the, it's just, I don't know. The dialogue was pretty. Even like the song selection wasn't that great in this
okay.
one. Yeah,
So it was just disappointing all around.
yeah.
Do you think it's because there's only so much you can do with a cappella singing?
Well,
There's tons you can
Yeah,
do.
no way. It's like
even the concept of
Well-
of the say the description you just had, it's kind of accurate, but in a way it's not because there was really not a singing competition. They were
wasn't.
going to a singing
Oh.
competition. They were just gonna go perform in
The
in
USO.
the USO show,
Yeah.
and then something got brought up during the show that kind of made it a competition, but it really
it
wasn't.
really wasn't. Yeah.
So it was more. I get it. This movie was more for them to say like, okay, we actually made a trilogy. We want to say goodbye to the fans because the movies do have a lot of fans, but just this like you could tell they didn't really have enough material for an actual story, that they had to add a subplot that really didn't make any sense involving Fat Amy. But it was just really that whole last 15 minutes of the movie was like
Yeah.
really not.
It was
Well,
unnecessary.
Yeah.
Well, how were the announcers, Elizabeth Banks and John Michael Higgins? Were
They're-
they
as
were they
always,
solid?
yes, they've always been hilarious. I enjoy their one-liners. To me, they were funny.
Yeah,
Okay.
they're okay. I mean, they didn't make the movie for me. Like they
Got you.
never made the movie for me.
It,
But
it seems like, I mean, I imagine they're probably not in enough to even make the movie anyways. I remember in the other two, they weren't in it that much.
no, they were in it.
Yeah?
Yeah,
Quite a bit?
They're in it like enough.
Okay.
To make an impact. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
And I think that's what was missing from the third one. You had all these characters that were taken out, and as far as Pitch Perfect 1, the thing that made it so great was that everyone was involved, and every person in there had an integral part and a key role, and it just felt
Was
like
this like Anna Kendrick and Robert Wilson's movie? And everyone was just stringing along?
no, it was more the Bellas. Yeah, they were all kind of featured. But it felt like it was more of a Rebel Wilson movie, and at the end, Anna Kendrick does get like her spotlight. But the whole subplot, it was just Rebel Wilson. It wasn't
Really?
anybody else.
Yeah.
That's
So-
interesting.
So it's like I said, I don't want to spoil it, but to me that plot line was just like pointless. Like why
Which
even
I'm
have-
assuming, this is from the trailer, and I haven't seen the film, but there's like an explosion in the film. So it gets kind of ridiculous, I guess.
Yes.
Yeah, it gets like unnecessary. It's like dumb. Like I don't know. I just thought like really this is
It's like Wayne's World 2 style.
No,
where,
no.
where it pulls you out of
Hey,
the
my
where it pulls you out
guy.
of the plot and it seems unreal.
But
or-
the Wayne's World was completely different because
Okay.
from watching the first one, you expected that, and it was still hilarious.
Uh-huh.
But with this, like, yeah, they do set you up for it in the beginning. In the first 5 minutes, they are performing. They're performing for someone, which I won't say because that'll be a spoiler.
Uh-huh.
But so they kind of set you up for it because after that it says like 3 weeks earlier. Like it goes back to
okay.
3 weeks. So you kind of work up to the point.
So the whole movie is kind of like a flashback.
Yes,
Okay.
in a way, a flashback, but it just shows you what happens like during
Okay.
those 3 weeks.
Okay, I got you.
But yeah,
And it's a disappointing 3 weeks.
it was
Yeah.
even the like say the riff off was
the riff off was
it didn't make any sense to me. Like those other
had
acts,
better farts that
Better
riff-
farts?
better farts better riff off
Were they-
riff off was- exactly like the riff off was just oh man
just the other bands they featured, they really didn't get a lot of screen time either. So I really felt no like emotion. Like even when they went up against the Troublemakers, you knew like, oh man, those guys are good and they got to figure out how to beat them. But no, with these other bands, it was just like, oh, they're there and yeah, they're doing good, but You knew what was going to
They
happen.
missed
at the end.
opportunities, I think.
Gotcha.
They definitely missed opportunities.
Yeah,
No,
just.
Oh, go on.
No, I was gonna say just in the fact that there's no official competition, I'm kind of disappointed.
Yeah.
Because that's the first one out of the 3 with no official competition.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, all the consistent theme of all the movies has been a cappella.
Exactly.
So I could get the bands as kind of like a one-off joke kind of thing, but to maybe be used as like a main plot, I
They
don't
try to
know.
incorporate like the bands and didn't do a good job of doing that either.
Because that
Gotcha.
could have been like really crazy.
It
Like,
could've
oh,
been
like,
really
oh
cool,
my god,
yeah.
they got to go up against like
Yeah.
instruments now. Like that's because that if you think about it,
Yeah,
they
that's tough.
went from being local college to going to Worlds, and now this is the next step, right? You're competing against like bands, like actual
Yeah.
bands.
Uh-huh.
But they didn't take advantage of that at all. It just didn't feel right.
Got you.
Now, if you guys could write the script, how would you have ended the film? And that does not have to be spoiler free. Just do however you would want.
Yeah. That's a good question.
You know what? I would keep it in the direction it was going and have like a
A
wed-
universe?
no,
You know what? I want
like a wedding
Like-
between what is that guy's name? Adam the what he wasn't
Oh,
workaholics.
yeah. Oh, that's right.
Oh,
they got
yeah.
engaged in the second one.
Yeah, well,
Oh,
he's
yeah.
gone. Like, so
Oh,
I would
okay.
I would have
Yeah.
had the third movie be like their wedding, you know?
I
That
just
would've
have an
made sense.
epic.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have minded like a 10-minute cheesy epic sing off with like
Yeah.
epic camera work and this
Yeah, that-
unnecessary like choreograph, and
Sure.
I would have loved it. I'd have been like,
Yeah,
yep,
okay.
that's it. You know, but
Would you say that this is the only musical you'd actually watch, Joe?
well, I watched what was the other?
You watched La La Land.
La
yeah,
La
La La
Land.
Land. That was a musical.
But that's because you liked the director, right?
I like the directors and the
Yeah,
actors.
okay.
Yeah.
Got you. All right. Well, I've heard enough.
No, I
Have you
heard
heard
enough too. Mike,
Yeah.
do you want to? You
Oh.
can give the rating for this one.
Well, I think Takeout is it. I'm still gonna watch it. So
Yeah, because don't get me wrong. If you're a Pitch Perfect fan, you're gonna love seeing the girls together and
Yeah.
how they evolve, because they do evolve, and that's really great. That it shows how the characters after college.
Yeah.
Some of them struggled. Some of them, actually they made conscious decisions that does affect them later on in the movie
okay.
to their benefit. But overall, just like come on, like you had a plot line and you had a story. You should just kept going with it.
So it's
Okay.
lazy, like Star Wars. Apparently, like you think.
You know what, Dan? You
I
said
think
it,
Rigo
not
would
me.
agree.
You said it, not me. I'm just
No,
saying.
that's just what you say all the time when you tell me.
Let's not get into Star Wars because I'll start doing spoilers. But I'm just saying, you leave episode episode 7 with a cliffhanger like that, and then just start episode.
Shut
8.
up, Rigo.
I was disappointed.
Okay, we're gonna move on to the next review,
Yes.
which is Jumanji: Welcome to the Jungle. Okay, Jumanji: Welcome to the Jungle is directed by Jake Kasdan. It stars. Here's the plot: 4 teenagers discover an old video game console and are literally drawn into the game's jungle setting, becoming the adult avatars they choose. It stars Dwayne Johnson, The Rock Johnson, Kevin Hart, Jack Black, Karen Gillan, and Bobby Cannavale and Nick Jonas. All right, guys, I have seen this film. Joe, you have
I
not.
have not.
So, Joe, we will go ahead and let you decide our rating system.
Okay.
Oh, Jack Black. Did you mention Jack Black?
Oh, I didn't. Jack Black is in
Yeah,
the movie
Jack Black
too.
is in this as well. Big role.
Totally skipped over him. Sorry,
yeah.
sorry, Jack. So depending on your spoiler-free review, guys, Joe would have said this movie's worth the dine and watch in theaters, takeout, wait and watch it at home, or leftovers. Bury yourself in a video game and never be seen again.
I think that's yeah.
Play World of Warcraft.
yeah, that's good.
The South Park reference.
Yes, make love, not war. Crap.
So depending on our spoiler-free reviews, Joe would decide if it's that, and we all decide. He would decide who gets the points. Maybe we all get a point. Maybe none of us get a point. It's up to Joe. Joe, you're in charge. You're
Yeah.
mad with
Yeah.
power. Whoever gets the most points gets to have a season segment at the end of the season of next season. So, guys, go ahead and rate this film. Rigo, you go first.
Okay, I'm gonna give it a dine in.
Mike.
You know, I didn't think I'd ever say that for a sequel to Jumanji, but I'm gonna give it a dine-in as well.
That's interesting.
Guys, this is a total leftovers.
What? Really?
So it was terrible.
Are you serious?
Oh, wow.
No, I'm not serious. It's
Oh, I was like, whoa.
I was like, Dan, come on, man.
That'd have been great.
We-
That would have been.
we have a couple of people who commented.
good.
Michael Hills mentioned that Heather, who is our Disney extraordinaire expert,
Hi, Heather.
has mentioned that Jumanji was good, and then Christopher A. Velasco, a good friend of ours, says Dan and those points. Yep.
See what I mean? No Star Wars for Dan. Give me all your points, everyone. Give me all your points.
Quiet. You're off the show.
Oh,
Joe,
okay.
you're now the special correspondent.
Hey, that's fine. They can still give me the points. I can still win.
Actually, no.
He makes a point.
So it's a dine-in, watch it in theaters.
Yeah. That's it. It's over. No.
It's a fun. Okay, so the reason why it's not the greatest sequel to a movie, but I did enjoy the nods to the first one. I love the first one. It came out. I was 13 years old.
Mhm.
I think it was middle school. We were all in middle school. I don't know about Rigo. Who knows?
The
But
hell?
He was stuck in Jumanji.
he was stuck in Jumanji. That makes
30 years.
sense.
He had been in there for like 30 years.
So the nods they do to the original movie, I really enjoyed. That it was not a total reboot, but it was like a continuation of the story.
Yeah. Yeah. And
And it followed the rules of the first movie, which I can't give away too much.
yeah. I mean, it set up the rules, and it didn't break those rules that it set up,
Yeah.
which I appreciated. And it did stray away a little bit from it, but
I did
ahead.
in the sense of how it was
I mean,
designed. But
yeah, I mean, just the fact that they're all like in a video game now. But I have to say that one of the main things that sells this film is the cast, the ensemble cast. Dwayne Johnson, Karen
Jack Black is amazing.
Jack Black
He
is
is.
hilarious, and Kevin Hart. All four of them working together, it was perfect.
Even
was
Nick
like-
Jonas was okay.
Nick Jonas. Yeah, I was like Nick Jonas, and I was like, oh, be careful, Nick Jonas. I don't want you to die. But it was a great cast, and like they didn't overdo it in the dialogue or the jokes. I think it felt like they didn't overdo anything. Like they just barely especially
Like they were kind of gonna.
yeah, it was
but
like moments where it might get overly sentimental. Like they just gave it just enough. Not like, I mean, there's like corny scenes here and there, but like they balanced it out. They did an amazing job, and like most blockbuster films where I guess the evil characters are kind of one dimensional. This character is, but it kind of works because it's a video game character. So and that's how it plays out as well.
Yeah.
So it even the cheesiness of the writing of even the cheesiness of the evil characters work for this, because it's as you'd expect, like people repeating the same dialogue. Or
Well, that's the problem though I had with the movie was the villain.
Okay.
I wasn't so with, and then the thing is, I don't know if this is a spoiler or not, because I didn't know this was the villain in the movie until I watched it. But again, it's a drawback from the first movie.
Oh, okay.
And it's Van Pelt, and who is the hunter in the first movie.
Uh-huh.
I don't know if this is supposed to be a continuation of that or what, but
It
I
probably
enjoyed the first movie with
Yeah.
Van Pelt, and not so much this version of Van Pelt.
Okay. I think it's like it works as your typical cheesy video game character, I thought. And because the film isn't
I never felt him as threatening, I guess.
I mean, I don't think
Like a big boss battle, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I understand, but I don't think the film was really about like I think the real villain was just like the ensemble
game?
the cast working with each other. That's the real villain of the film.
well,
and-
that and the world, the
Yeah,
world
the
of
world
Jumanji,
itself.
because
Surviving.
yeah,
Yeah.
because if you think about,
But that was for the first movie. I mean, Van Pelt was just a device used to push the story forward, and the
Yeah.
villains were the animals and what's going on with Jumanji.
I think that's kind
But-
of
which
it in
is
this
kind of
one
what
as
happened
well.
in this one as well.
But you feel the fear of Alan Parrish of Van Pelt in the first movie, and I didn't feel it so much in this one. I didn't feel like anyone was scared of him or was,
Yeah, I see
after
what
they
you're
set
saying.
up Van Pelt in the first movie, such a great character. and
I
then
see what you're saying.
This disappointing in this movie. That's
Yeah.
my only issue with the movie.
Okay,
It's just
yeah.
because I love Jumanji.
No, that's a good point. Yeah, that's a good point. They could have definitely made him scarier. They kind of made him a little cartoony. I
Yeah.
mean, a lot, very
cartoony.
well, he's in a video
Where he's,
game.
like,
It's
getting
supposed to be a video game, so
cat-
yeah, he's got to be cartoony, right?
caterpillars.
Now,
coming
without
out of
giving
his
too much
ears.
away, what did you guys think of how it ended up being from a board game to a video game? But did you like this concept, or do you think it was?
I liked the setup for it. Like they explained it in like the first minute. It's like the game has a mind of its own. It's like, oh, nobody plays board games anymore. Okay, that's
It's like,
it.
it evolves. So it evolves with the times, and that
Yeah,
kind of
yeah.
I guess that's kind of their way of leaving it open, just in case they want to make another one. They could.
And now board games are huge again. So.
Yeah.
Whoops. Nobody buys the video game. Everyone still buys the board game.
Yeah.
No, I enjoyed it though. I thought it was fun.
Now, what did you think? No, so obviously we enjoyed the adult actors. What did you guys think of the kid actors or teenage actors?
I thought it was a good translation. I thought it worked well, and especially I think just Jack Black's performance was amazing.
Exactly, because you see the
girl.
girl.
You forget that it's Jack Black, and you do appreciate
that's how good he was. I'm like, yep, that's a high school teenage girl in Jack Black's body.
No, would you prefer Jack Black in this movie or Rob Schneider in The Hot Chick?
No,
Jack Black. Jack Black.
Really?
You know, Rob Schneider, he was great in that movie, but it's just the things the little things he did. Like, he was like, oh my
His
God.
mannerisms?
Like, where's my phone? Or when he went into the water and he saw himself and he was like, I'm a middle-aged old man.
No,
that's in the commercial, so that's fine.
It's not spoiler.
That's not spoiler.
But
yeah, it's just his mannerisms, the way his body language just made you believe that he was that 15-year-old girl.
Yeah, it was great. I mean, all of them, I thought they did a great job.
What? Now I said what I didn't like. Is there anything you guys want to discuss that you didn't like in the film?
Let's see. Anything that pops up to you, Rigo?
Because according to Z, who's I'm sure watching right now, there is no perfect film, so there has to be some flaws in something.
No,
I mean that's an argument.
Rigo, you're sitting in DC, so you have to agree with that.
Yes, I agree with Z.
I think the perfect film is the one that you make, and it's perfect for you, you know. But that's a whole separate argument I'm gonna have with Z. Maybe that could be my segment.
Ooh,
argument with if I win, give me all your points.
Done.
Yeah,
Mike,
I now have like
5,000
points.
No, but there. I guess there wasn't really much flaws, I guess, because it's not the super perfect movie or anything. It is what it is. You're watching a Jumanji movie, so it was fun. It was funny. There was some great action in it. I didn't really like the way it ended as far as for Nick Jonas, his character. I would have preferred for him to
No, but see, they set it up already in the first movie, so it has to end like that.
I understand. I know we're talking in code right now, but I don't know if you guys know what I'm talking about. Like,
yeah.
But other than that, I thought the movie was fine.
See, that's funny because I liked that ending.
Yeah, I enjoyed the ending as well. But are you talking about ending with the this is all like I'm sorry.
Ending?
This is like to code, but
this okay.
Just spoiled it.
Yeah.
No, I'm not gonna spoil it.
Let's see. I agree with Dan that in general, like, you didn't really worry too much about the characters' lives, and I think it being placed in the video game does kind of do that. Like versus like the first Jumanji, like you have like it's a mixture of the board game and the real world, where this is like video game world only. So there's no. I think if they would have figured out a way to kind of transition
and killed some of them.
Yes. Now, if they would have transitioned like the two of them, then it where they would have blended the two worlds, I think that would have made it a little more interesting. Or you would have felt it would have felt a little more real in terms of like life or death. Like with the exception of one of the characters, which I won't give away. Like all the other characters in general, you didn't get that. It seemed more of like a joke, if you know.
Well, to me, it felt like more like a Nightmare on Elm Street, where you die in your dream, you die in real life.
Yeah.
So to me, I figured if you die in the game, you die in real life.
Yeah, and that's the assumption, but they never. I can't say more without spoiling, but I think if they would have blended the two, that would have made everyone worry more for these characters. But I think it was just fun to explore the world, see the characters explore the world in these video game avatars. I thought that was fun.
Another thing that I want to bring up. So Jumanji, when it first came out, it was ahead of its time with the CGI. And also practical and CGI.
Yeah.
What did you guys think about? There was like really nothing practical in this movie, right?
No.
It was pretty much all CG.
Yeah, I think there were a few scenes that I think could have been worked out, especially like Karen Gillan action sequences. I think that's where the CGI kind of
reveals itself.
The weakness exposed itself the most, I would say. I kind of wish they just put her on wires instead. I don't know. It's like it turns into like Spider-Man Part 1 or something for a moment, or she's like doing flips, and it's like, it would have been better to just not have that scene if you're gonna have like a CGI Karen Gillan do a backflip. You know, I don't know. It turns into like a full-on cartoon for a second, but I think other than that, like it's fun. It's a fun film, and I would definitely recommend watching it in a packed theater where in an area where the audience is going to be very vocal and very loud. It'll enhance the experience. So yeah, go see it at like an AMC Montebello at like 8 p.m. or something.
Wait, what are you trying to say?
I'm just saying they're loud people sometimes. It is fun.
What about Montebello AMC, Mike?
I'm just saying. I'm not lying. Am I lying, Rigo?
Saying, huh?
Am I lying, Rigo?
I'm gonna leave that.
Hey, I go to AMC Montebello too, so what does it say about me?
Are you one of those loud people, Mike? Are you one of those?
Mike,
Maybe,
did you yell at
yeah,
the screen, Mike?
I didn't throw spoons.
I didn't
at the
realize
screen.
we're sponsored by them.
We are. That's how we're watching so many movies. But yeah, I recommend going to see it when it's a packed house, and I think that'll help you enjoy the film more. You're not gonna get anything new or anything as far as plot, but you don't necessarily need that. It's a fun blockbuster movie.
Rigo, final thoughts?
Go watch it. I disagree with Mike. You don't have to have a packed theater. It could just be you by yourself or with a partner, and just enjoy the movie. This is one of those movies where you just got to go in there, have some popcorn, and have a good time. But yeah, watch it.
Yeah, that's true. It's a fun movie. I still prefer the first one over this one, but
Yeah.
it's a decent sequel, and it's a fun ride. And especially if you like video games, you'll definitely enjoy this movie as well. So go on and watch it.
I would categorize this as a Jovan movie.
Yeah. I'm curious. We'll need to have
Apparently
Joe
there's
see it
there's
and
a
update
category.
us.
But so until then, Joe, did we sway you, or are you not looking forward to this movie? What's the rating?
Yeah, dine in.
Wow. All right.
So
I
all
guess we
three of
did
us
our
get a
job.
point,
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody gets a point.
minus
right.
Rigo.
Points all around.
Actually,
Actually, I take Rigo's point.
It's okay. I was gonna get my point at Dan, but never mind.
Oh, all right.
Wait, who tallies these points anyway?
Mike.
Me eventually.
Eventually.
I tally it
I
like
just make it up.
I tally it that like the night before, and I'm like, and then I just give up and say Dan. no, we do.
Now
tally
we
it
know.
up. No,
Now
I
we know.
really do tally it up.
Yeah,
Nice.
that's what he says.
No, I do.
I know you might.
We have like a Google Excel sheet somewhere, and like it's
Somewhere.
It's
Hasn't been updated since 2014.
true.
Pretty much.
That's about right.
All right, thank you so much, Joe, for being on the show. Thank you,
Thank
Rigo,
you
for
guys.
being
That
on the
was amazing.
show.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you, Mike, for having us as always.
Oh, thank you.
I'm Dan the Man. We'll have an all-new episode of Movie Menu Reviews after the new year in 2018. So we want to say Happy New Year from us to
Happy
you
New
guys.
Year.
Happy New Year's, everybody.
And be safe, have fun. Make sure to drink responsibly. And we'll see you in 2018 for an all-new episode of Movie Menu Reviews. Thank you, guys. Goodbye.
2, 3, 4. Skuli